Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. Today we're going to do another test video to test and see if harvester maintenance affects how much you get off of your field. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, as mentioned, we're going to look at some harvester different things today. So first off, I want to say we are on Felsbrunn. We are on field 21. It is fully fertilized. Jeez, it is fully fertilized. It does not need plowing. It does not need weeding, and it does not need lime. So basically as good as it gets right here. I have a Massey Ferguson combine here. So a few things. I have this saved in its position right here. So the goal of my test today is to find out how much time, for one, it takes for this to harvest this field, and at full maintenance when it's not doesn't need any repairs. I want to find out how much when it's at zero for maintenance for the combine as well as the header. I want to find out if that matters. I also want to take a look at comparing the header, if the header needs maintenance but the combine doesn't, or the combine needs maintenance but the header doesn't, to see if it really affects the yield. So what I mean by that is I'm going to have this go through. It's 100% repaired. It's all good to go. The header and the combine right now, I'm going to have it harvest it, write down how much time it takes to do it, and write down what the yield is off of this field. Then I'm going to load back in, and from this exact same position, I'm going to time and see how long it takes for it to go and harvest and how much we get as a yield when both the header and the combine are at zero for their repair value. So the repair bar will be all the way down on both of them. And if you're wondering how I'm going to do that, I can simply go into here and I can set the wear amount to, that's full wear. So if I hop out, you can see the combine header is at full wear and the harvester itself is at full wear as well. So if I go back into that screen, I can just hit that to set it to zero, and it's back up full repair. So that's how I'm going to set it without having to move it. And then I'll run it with just the header needing repair and just the combine needing repair, being all the way down to see if it matters. Now, I do know that it's going to harvest slower when at least the header needs repair. I don't know about the combine specifically, but at least when the header needs repair, it will harvest this at a slower speed than normal. I already know that, but I'm just going to document it anyway so we can kind of compare that as well. So I guess my question to answer here with this test video is to see if this thing is in really bad shape and we harvest this field, is it going to affect how much we get off of the field? Now obviously it's going to affect how much workers cost if it's going slower and everything like that. So I'll write down that value as well, how much it costs a worker to do this field as well. And we will probably fill up as we go through. So actually, you know what? Field 21, I'm thinking here. Let's do, it doesn't matter what crop we do. So let's go ahead and change this to soybeans. And we'll put it growth stage 5. All that stuff should be good to go. And we will confirm that. So now we have a soy field here. So this is what we're going to test it on. And if it does need to be emptied, I'll just quickly empty it and keep going, and I'll document that I emptied it once. But if it does need to be emptied, theoretically, if it's going to get the same yield each time, will be emptied the same amount of time. So that's how I'm going to run the test. I will bring you guys back in after I complete just the first test here, and we'll talk about that one, and then I'll bring you back in at the end. Well, actually, I probably just won't bring you back in, and probably not just until the very end, and I'll kind of go over the results with you, just kind of as I normally do for my test videos. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright folks, welcome back. So I finished my test, and I have a chart we'll go over here in just a second. So, yeah, make sure you guys repair your combines, and you'll see why in a second. Very, very, very important. And I had no idea in all my time of playing that this was how it worked, but it really does work this way, and it's very important. So, as you can see here, I have the time it took for the harvester to complete it, approximately. I have the wages that the worker charged. I have the yield in liters, and then I have how many times the combine had to unload, which that one's kind of irrelevant, but I put it in there anyways. So if the harvester was fully repaired and the header was fully repaired, it took about 28 minutes, and it cost about $700 in worker wages, and we got 21,000 liters off the field approximately, and I had to unload it twice. Now, if everything was bad, the harvester was bad, and the header was bad, it took about 10 minutes longer, it took a couple $100 extra worth of worker wages, and we got half the yield. Half the yield. I only unloaded the combine once. I'm not making this up either. It's the same field. I loaded out and loaded back in, each time. It's the same exact field, same exact fertilizer states, everything. Now, if the combine was good to go, but the harvester was bad, it just took longer. It took 10 minutes longer than normal, and the worker wages were, again, a couple $100 more, but the yield was right around the same. I mean, 2 liters different, we're going to call that pretty much the same. Now, if the combine was not repaired, but the header was, it took the regular amount of time, about 29 minutes for that one, so a little bit longer maybe, but I think that might have been just some inaccuracy in my timing. My timing's just definitely approximate. Around the same for worker wages, and the yield was halved. So essentially, what this all boils down to knowing is if your header is bad, if their header needs repair, your vehicle will go slower. You'll harvest a lot slower. However, if your header is fully repaired, then it'll work at the normal working speed. However, if your combine is damaged or needs repairs, it will harvest, you will get a lower yield, a much lower yield if it's all the way down. Now, again, these are the extremes we're testing on each end. So yeah, I mean, take it for what it is. I don't know if what it would be at half repaired and all this different stuff. Each of these tests, by the way, takes about 40 minutes for me to run, so I don't have the time to test every single possible ability. Just doing this took me about 3 hours, but anyhow, so that's what I have for you guys for that. So very interesting. Definitely get your combines repaired if you're not used to doing that or you don't do that enough, because 10,000 liters less on a field like this, that is ridiculous. Now, given if you don't want to spend, if you weren't worried about the time it would take or the worker wages, then you don't have to worry too much about getting the header repaired, but get that combine repaired. That's costing you a lot of money. So that is what I have today. I hope you enjoyed. This might lead me into doing a few other test videos on various things like this, like fertilizer and maybe other types of harvesters and stuff like that. So I might do that sort of thing next. But anyhow, that is what I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below if you have not already. Hit the subscribe button up on your screen and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any other future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.